Okay. Hello, welcome back. I'm doing the thing. Wrong character. We got out of the busted haunted castle thing. Are these the same save? Yeah. Thanks to a YouTuber, whose name I forget, show us how to get through the exact same bug, so we're moving on. And thank you again. Alright. Let's get Morgan 100% on our side, yeah? Let's go kill her mom. That was the next thing we were going to do. Inventory, not bad. Probably sweeter to some of this stuff.
If there's anything I can do for you, please tell me. I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected,
Also,
and with your discount.
Check the internet. Turns out part of the reason that Liliana isn't progressing at all as far as getting an actual, loyalty mission or whatever, is because she likes us too much. Because if you get her esteem towards you all the way up right away, that apparently closes off some dialogue options on that one, which is weird. So like each character's got their own arguably frustrating, kind of silly quirk. Wins being she's the only character that won't teach you her specialization. You have to find a book somewhere. Doesn't matter how much she likes you. Eliana's being, if she likes you too much, she won't help you with the, or she won't introduce you to story missions or loyalty missions about her. So, what we gotta do is make her dislike us a little bit more and go back from there. We can do this with the ugly boots. So, motorcycle assholes outside.
That's lovely, I suppose.
Okay, so now you don't like me quite as much. Can we talk?
Something I can help with? Yes? What's on your mind? I miss Valroyo. Unlike other cities where the people are the lifeblood and the character, Valroyo was her own person, and her people little more than decorations. There was always music in Valroyo, streaming from the many windows, quiet refrains and triumphant choruses, and always, floating above that all, the chant, coming from the grand cathedral. It was magnificent. Oh, it would take me a day or two to talk about the many splendors of Orlais, her golden fields, her lush meadows. Of course there are good things and bad things about Orlais, like anywhere else. Sometimes I miss it dearly, and sometimes I'm glad I'm rid of it. And you will laugh at this, but I miss the fine things I had in Orlais. Dresses, fine dresses and furs, and shoes, of course. One can't mingle with nobility with bad shoes, you see. Orlais is very fashionable, almost ridiculously so. But the shoes, living with those ridiculous trends was worth it for the shoes.
Sure.
When I left Orlais, the fashion was shoes with delicate tapered heels and embellishments in the front. A ribbon, perhaps, or embroidery. In soft colors, of course. It was spring. I wouldn't want to run in it, or have to enter battle, but for lounging in a lady's sitting room, perfect. The shoes but to do so in Orlais would cause misunderstanding. Bards are minstrels and more. Spies, as you say. Some say there is a bard order, but I don't think this is true. Many bards work alone or in small groups, doing the bidding of a patron who pays for their services. If there is an organization behind it all, no one knows who they are. Nobles mostly. In Orlais, there is much rivalry amongst the highborn. They fight over land, influence, and the favor of the Empress. But they cannot do this openly because it is impolite, and in public, they wear smiling faces and pretend to be civil. In secret, they plot and scheme to destroy each other. It is a game completely meaningless to anyone but its players. I have revealed too much, it seems, but it doesn't matter what I used to be. It is the past. I found myself in Ferelden and sheltered from bad weather in the Chantry. And when the storm passed, I just did not want to leave. I like to say the Maker brought me here.
She lying. Let's get that loyalty mission. Come on, come on. Come on, come on.
Something I can help with? Yes? What's on your mind? Of course I do. I love stories far too much to keep them to myself. Everyone should be able to benefit from them, I think. Chantry law says it is man's pride that created the Darkspawn. In ages past, the mages of the Tevinder Imperium ruled much of the world we know. In their pride, they thought their magics invincible and imagined that they were greater than the Maker himself. So thinking, they invaded his golden city, planning to take it for themselves and depose their own creator. But they were impure and full of sin. And it is with the sin that they tainted the golden city, corrupting it forever. The Maker cursed them and cast them from his sight. Wherever they went, they spread the taint of their sin. Any land that was touched by the taint became blighted and would suffer no life. Instead, the Darkspawn arose to torment us and remind us of our hubris.
Okay. This might take a while.
Of course, Orlesians enjoy telling stories. I shall tell you my favorite tale of Aveline, the Knight of Orlais. A long time ago, a girl child was born to a farmer. He had hoped for a son, not a daughter, and so he told his wife to abandon the child in the woods. Before the cold could claim her, the baby was found by a tribe of Dalish elves who took pity on the poor mewling thing and raised her as their own. Aveline, for that is what they called her, grew strong and quick and clever under the guidance of the elves. She learned to wield a sword as well as any man, could kill a deer with an arrow at 100 paces, and was as graceful on the back of a horse as she was on foot. Aveline's Dalish guardians saw that she could easily best any Orlesian chevalier in battle, and wanted to show the cruel humans the child they had left to die. They bestowed upon her a fine horse and armor, and sent her to prove herself to her people in the Grand Tourney. Now in those days, no woman was allowed to take up arms, let alone compete in the Grand Tourney, but Aveline kept her helmet on and was not discovered. Aveline won many events and gained the approval of the adoring crowd. Eventually, she came face to face with the knight Kaleva in the Grand Melee. Aveline had already bested him in the joust, and Kaleva was determined not to lose a second time. Out of desperation to regain his honor, Kaleva tripped Aveline and tossed her to the ground, ripping off her helmet as he did so. Silence fell upon the arena as Aveline was revealed. Kaleva declared the previous competitions invalid. A woman had taken part, and this was not allowed. But the crowd cheered for Aveline. Kaleva was furious, for he had lost to a woman and was now being shamed. Blinded by his rage, he forced Aveline to her knees. "Know your place, woman," cried he, and slit her throat. The son of the king, Prince Freyan, was present. He recognized Avelin's skill and bravery and began to see the injustice done to the women in his land. When he was made king, he rewrote the laws of Olay so that women could also become chevalier. He honored Avelin and knighted her after her death. And to this day, any female who is knighted reveres Avelin the Brave, for she is the patron of all women chevalier.
Okay. Cool.
Chantry law says it is man's pride that created the Darkspawn. In ages past, the mages of the Tevinder Imperium ruled much of the world we know. In their pride, they thought their magics invincible. So thinking, but they were to make any land that was touched by the taint became blighted and would suffer. A long time ago, there lived a fair maiden called Elindra. She had many suitors, but spurned them all, for she did not love them. One day, Elindra was sitting by her window in her father's castle, singing and dreaming, when her lovely voice caught the attention of a young soldier. Entranced by her song, the soldier drew near to Elindra's window. As their eyes met, he fell in love with her, and she with him. When Elindra told her father about the man she had chosen, he was furious, for Elindra was high-born, but her love nothing more than a common soldier. To keep them apart, he had Elindra imprisoned in the highest tower of his castle, and sent her soldier to the wars. Alas, not a month had passed before news of the soldier's death reached Elindra. Alone in her tower, Elindra wept for her love, and beseeched the gods to deliver her from this cruel world. So earnest was her plea, that the gods themselves were moved. They gathered Elindra into their arms and lifted her high into the heavens, where she became a star. The gods also raised up the soul of Elindra's soldier love, and there he dwells, across the horizon from her. The band of stars between them is a river of Elindra's tears, cried for her lost love. They say that when Elindra has cried enough, she will be able to cross the river to be reunited with her soldier.
How does that work?
All right, it is my job to spin yarns after all. I know one, told to me by my mother a long time ago. It always chilled me to the bone. Maybe you have heard of Flemeth?
Hell yeah.
Ferelden mothers scare their daughters with talk of Flemeth. They say that if you're bad, Flemeth will spirit you away and bind you to her forever. They also say that Flemeth mourns her lost beauty and will steal yours through your looking glass if she catches you. Flemeth's beauty was known throughout the land. She had hair like unto a moonless night, skin as pale as winter's first snow, and eyes as beautiful and perilous as the sea. When she came of age, she came to the attention of the Lord of Highever, Conobar, and he took her for his wife. Conobar soon learned that his young bride had the gift of magic. He kept this a secret, for he feared that she would be taken from him. Flemeth stayed with Conobar for some years, and with his blessing, she practiced her art. And then one day, a young poet named Osen came to the castle. Flemeth was captivated by Osen's voice, and he by her beauty, and they fell in love. Flemeth longed to be with her true love, and she and Osen fled from Conobar's lands, seeking refuge in the Kokari wilds with the Chasing tribes. They lived there happily for many a year, till the day Flemeth received news that Conobar was dying and longed to see her face one last time. Flemeth's heart swelled with pity for the man who once was her husband, and begged Osen to return to Conobar's side with her. But when Flemeth and Osen entered Highever, they were captured by Conobar's men, and Osen was slain in front of Flemeth's eyes. Flemeth was imprisoned in the highest tower of the castle, there to await Conobar's judgment on her. Distraught at the loss of her love, Flemeth plotted revenge against her husband. She summoned a fey demon, intending for it to wreak vengeance on Conobar. But a spell went awry. The demon possessed Flemeth. turning her into an abomination. The halls of the castle run red with blood as Flemeth slaughtered Conobar and all his men. The last of Flemeth's humanity melted away, and at dawn, she stole back to the wilds to plot and scheme for 100 years. They say she took to her side many chastened men, and with their help, begat her daughter witches, who even now prowl the dark places of the Kokari wilds. Which one? I have heard a little about how the elves gained their freedom from the Tevinter Imperium. When Andraste began her exalted march against the Imperium, the elves joined her cause to fight their masters. The great elven leader, Shatan, born in captivity, rose up to lead his people. He foresaw a future where the elves were free. Shatan was killed when Andraste was betrayed, but the elves continued to fight, eventually breaking free of the Imperium. The elves claimed the Dales in the south and settled there in a land of their own. The elves lived in the Dales for centuries. They resurrected the worship of the elven gods and would allow the building of no chantry. This angered the chantry, and the hostility between the two factions finally broke out in open war. The chantry says the elves struck first, but I do not know whether to believe it. The chantry declared a wholly exalted march against the elves, named for Andraste's similar march against Tevinter. During the exalted march of the Dales, the elven cities were sacked, and the elven state completely dissolved. Some of the elves bitterly accepted their fates and surrendered to human rule, living in the human cities as second-class citizens. But others, still fiercely proud of their heritage, refused to bow to the humans, and instead became homeless wanderers. They were the elves of the Dales, the Dalish. Andraste was the Maker's chosen. The Maker had long since abandoned the world when the sound of her singing turned his ear. Beauty, grace, and wisdom enraptured him, and he offered to take her from this flawed world to become his divine bride. But Andraste had an earthly husband and would not forsake him. Instead, she beseeched the Maker to return to his people once more. So earnest was her plea that the Maker was moved, and promised that he would create a paradise on earth if all abandoned their false gods and turned once more to him. And this is why Andraste began her exalted march on the idolaters of the Tevinter Imperium. The Maker granted her his powers with which to smite her enemies. Andraste brought the Imperium to its knees, and her victories converted many to the worship of the Maker. Alas, it was the frailties of men that betrayed and killed Andraste. Her earthly husband, Maferath, a chieftain of the Alamari tribes himself, grew jealous as his wife's popularity and influence overshadowed his own. She was also revered as the Maker's betrothed, and Maferath began to see their own bond waning in significance as Andraste became ever more devoted to the Maker. Out of envy and spite, Maferath made a pact with the Archon Hysarian of Tevinter, allowing his beloved Andraste to be ambushed and captured. Andraste was burned at the stake in Minrathous, the capital of Tevinter. I have thought on this too. Did he withdraw his sight from her at that moment? Where were all the powers he bestowed upon her? This question has come to me many times, and I have no answer. Perhaps there was no way for Andraste to return to the Maker but through her death. We will never know for sure.
Okay. Alright. I'm not gonna spend all day doing this. One more shot.
Something I can help with? Yes? What's on your mind?
Okay, not that. Did you camped so far away from everyone else.
I await your command. We're in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any. Because I need your help with my mother, of course. Why else? Why? Do you wish me to leave? I can do so if you prefer. Are we? Then why do you ask such a question?
No. Alright, I'll go kill your mom. Uniting for willpower, because that is not a lot to work with. Okay, who's good mom killing?
Yes.
You, sir.
Yes.
You, I guess.
Yes.
You keep us alive. Sure. This is gonna go bad. Just going on a walk. It's a long walk, but it's not a bit of a walk. Alright.
We're still doomed.
No. We just got here.
And so you return. Lovely Morrigan has at last found someone willing to dance to her tune. Such enchanting music she plays, wouldn't you say? Which one, I wonder? What has Morrigan told you? What little plan has she hatched this time? That she does. The question is, do you? Ah, but it is an old, old story. One that Flemeth has heard before, and even told. Let us skip right to the ending, shall we? Do you slay the old wretch as Morrigan bids, or does the tale take a different turn? The truth, she says, as if it were nothing. No, no. Far better the lie. Far better the comfort of blankets and shadows and a mother's love. Morrigan wishes my grimoire? Take it as a trophy. Tell her I am slain. I go. Perhaps I surprise Morrigan one day. Or I may simply watch. It would be interesting to see what she does with her freedom. Enlightening, even. Would you give an old woman that? You get to keep her for a time. We believe what we want to believe. It's all we ever do. Shame. What will it be, then? It is a dance poor Flemeth knows well. Let us see if she remembers the steps. Come. She will earn what she takes. I'd have it no other way.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, she's a dragon. Flim's a dragon. Okay, Flim's a dragon. Rockface, you gotta get in there and then turn into a totem. I'm gonna die.
Armed and dangerous, ready for action.
Okay. That's not too bad. Alright, and you're punching, but we want you to turn into this thing instead. Nope. Well. First. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. She's like an actual dragon. She's like an actual full-size dragon. She's really cool. Look at that. Ah, awesome, Grandma. You're so cool.
You'll never know what hit him.
In there. Go get in there and do your thing. Couldn't fall still, for fuck's sake.
Time for a little cleanup. On it.
Okay, yeah, you keep Alistair alive. That's good.
Victory shall be mine.
So to turn into Win, why don't you heal an Alistair?
Time for a little cleanup.
Win, why are you attacking? There you go. Do I have to... Yeah. Ranged attacks are just not that useful against flammable.
Weapons at the ready.
Sorry, not ranged attacks. Melee attacks. And it's super loud still. Why is it still super loud? I thought I changed this. I did. It's just... the fight music is many times louder than the rest of the game audio. If she's got this often, then like... Let's try that. Just hang on. Let you kill Alice.
There is your weakness.
just undo that. Can we undo that? Not yet.
Now we go into... On it. Stay still!
Okay, okay. Not great.
Only one shall stand!
Working
Is
out.
it just me, or do you actually think you have a chance?
Don't be stunned. Don't be stunned. There we go. Oh shit. Well, we fought our first dragon. It was awesome, Grandma. And I am sorry she's dead. But... God, you're so cool, Grandma. Okay, proper dragons. This game does have dragons in it. Chill.
What does it want?
Stop that. Robes of Possession. Well, that seems like a dangerous thing to give to Morgan on account if they're called the Robes of Possession. But we're gonna. If she turns into Awesome Grandma, then, you know, it's a risk I'm willing to take. Because Awesome Grandma's awesome. And I miss her. She doesn't have that much blood for an animal that size. Okay. Let's go talk to Morgan.
I lied to you, you know, about why I left Orlais. I didn't feel like talking about it then, what happened to me. Maybe it will affect us, maybe not, but you should know. I came to Ferelden and the Chantry because I was being hunted in Orlais.
Mm-hmm.
I was framed, betrayed by someone I thought I knew and could trust. Marjolaine. She was my mentor and friend. She taught me the bardic arts, how to enchant with words and song, to carry myself like a highborn lady, to blend in as a servant. The skills I learned, I used to serve her, my bard master, because I loved her, and because I enjoyed what I did. She claimed to have retired. She married a noble and inherited his wealth when he died. To many she was just a rich widow. I thought I knew her. My devotion to her blinded me to her less than noble attributes. You can say it was my fault. There was a man I was sent to kill. I was to bring Marjolaine everything he carried. I don't know who this man was. She gave me a name and a description, and I hunted him down. I found documents on his body, sealed documents. My curiosity got the better of me. Something told me that I needed to know what was in those letters. Marjolaine had been selling all kinds of information about Orlais to other countries, Nevara and Antiva among others. It was treason.
Isn't that what bards do?
Some. But I had always assumed Marjolaine only operated within Orlais. This was an unhappy surprise for me. My life as Bard taught me that my loyalties should be kept fluid. My concern was not that she was a traitor, but that her life would be in danger if she was caught. Orlais has been at war with so many countries. It takes a harsh view of such things, as I later discovered. I should have left well alone, but I didn't. I had to tell Marjolaine I feared for her life. She brushed aside my concern. She admitted her guilt, but said it was in the past. That is why the documents had to be destroyed, she said. I believed her. I kept believing up till the moment they showed me the documents, altered by her hand, to make me look the traitor.
Aha.
The Orlesian guards, they captured me. Did terrible things to make me confess and reveal my conspirators. It was a traitor's punishment I endured. And at the end of it, all that awaited me was eternity in an unmarked grave. The skills Marjolaine taught me were good for something at least. I broke free when I saw the opportunity. I did not seek Marjolaine out. If she thought I was coming for her, she would have me caught again. I was tempted to confront her. I was furious, betrayed. But what could I do against her? And so I fled to Ferelden, to the Chantry and the Maker. Ferelden protected my person, and the Maker saved my soul. And that is the reason I am here. The real reason. No more lies between us, at least in this. It feels good to have this off my chest. Thank you for listening and understanding.
Okay. Getting all this happening, escapers and ugly shoes. Alright, Morgan, got your Dead Mom's book. And new duds. -1 willpower. Yeah, these are for you to get possessed in. There you go. They look exactly the same. Here we go.
Mother's real grimoire, is it? I am glad you were able to find it after all. My thanks for retrieving it. I shall begin studying it immediately and unlock the power that it holds.
I gotta talk about how I killed your mom. You're fine with that?
It's a curious thing. I do not know how else to describe it. No, nothing is wrong. It is a little embarrassing to admit, in fact. I am reminded of our first meeting in the wilds. I had been in animal form for some time, watching your progress. I was intrigued to see such a formidable woman, obviously more potent than the men she traveled with. Yet I resented it when Flemeth assigned me to travel with you. I assumed that, at best, you would drive me from your company as soon as we left the wilds. I am aware that I have little talent for forming friendships, to put it lightly. It is something I know nothing of, nor ever thought I needed. Yet when I discovered Flemeth's plans, you did not abandon me. Whatever your reasons, you fought what must have been a terrible battle without hope of real reward.
Yeah, because we're friends.
And that is what I do not understand. Of all the things I could have imagined would have resulted when Flemeth told me to go with you, the very last would have been that I would find in you a friend, perhaps even a sister. I want you to know that while I may not always prove worthy of your friendship, I will always value it. But enough of such idle talk. There are more useful things to be done, surely.
besties. Who else are we talking to?
I've watched a lot of humans in my time. It should be aware that I've decided that it is not much like any of them. Oh, it's not just that. Well, I'm sure that's part of it, but it's not only that. Surely it must come from some superior lineage, yes? Some breed of flesh creature that has decided to elevate its genetic stock above its natural shortcomings? Then that must be it. The humans have always spoken about elves being inferior, but obviously this is their own stupidity talking. I would appreciate if it didn't spread around that I said anything. Humans might start to get the wrong idea. They might start thinking their race is not completely hopeless. Indeed. Can it imagine the horror? Oh. Now, let us crush something into a fine paste before it starts to think I've gone all soft. Perish the thought.
Weird.
Here I am. Oh, this should be good. What would you like to discuss?
It's the only option. Well, we don't like you. You're an elf, though. So.
Here I am. Oh, this should be good. Go ahead. I know little enough of the Dalish other than the fact that my mother was one, or so I was told. She had fallen in love with an elven woodcutter and accompanied him back to the city, leaving her clan behind for good. And there, of course, the woodcutter died of some filthy disease and my mother was forced into prostitution to pay off his debts. Oldest tale in the book. How should I know? My mother was a whore, as you'll recall. None of the other elven boys in the whorehouse knew their fathers. I was not so unusual. I didn't know my mother either, of course. She died giving birth to me. My first victim, as it were. We were all raised communally by the whores. It was a happy enough existence, ignoring the occasional beating. Until eventually I was sold to the crows. I brought a good price, so I hear. Ah, compassion and beauty both in the same woman. It is a delight, truly, though what you say is unnecessary, even if it is appreciated. It could have been much worse. Shall I tell you about what happened to the other whorehouse boys who did not fetch a decent price with the crows? Surely your life has not been so idyllic. People like you and I are not the product of happy lives of contentment, after all.
Truth.
My original point is that my mother's Dalish nature was always a point of fascination for me. Through all the years of my crow training, the one thing of my mother's that I possessed was a pair of gloves. They were of Dalish make, I knew that much, and beautiful. I had to keep them hidden, of course, as we were not allowed such things. Eventually, they were discovered, and I never saw them again. Not at all. I think of myself as Antivan. Still, that did not stop me from running off to join a clan when I drew near Antiva City once. Naturally, the reality did not live up at all to the fantasies I had constructed as a boy, staring at those gloves. But such is life. Come, enough talk of the Dalish. Let us move on.
Alright. Do I have those gloves? Did I already give him those gloves? You need better weapons. Like a bright red one. And Olaf's prized cheese knife. Sure. Meanwhile, what do you got? A longsword and a crow dagger. Those might be good, actually. Longsword. We got better things than longsword. Oh, the keeper? Right, you can't carry things. Okay, well, it's gonna be a little too much to pristine. I don't care, but...
You called. Speak, then. Then I suggest we move on. Does it? I caged myself. A weak mind is a deadly foe, as you are no doubt aware. That is complicated. I came to your lands with 7 of the Beresad, my brothers, to seek answers about the Blight. We made our way across the Ferelden countryside without incident, seeing nothing of the threat we were sent to observe. Until the night we camped by Lake Calenhad. They came from everywhere. The earth beneath our feet, the air above us. Our own shadows harbored the Darkspawn. I saw the last of the creatures cut down, too late. I fell. I am told no others survived. I don't know how long I lay on the battlefield among the dead, nor do I know how the farmers found me. I only know that when I woke, I was no longer among my brothers, and my sword was gone from my hand. Perhaps. I searched for it, and when that failed, I asked my rescuers what had become of it. They said they found me with nothing. I did. I knew they didn't have the blade. They had no reason to lie to me. I panicked. Unthinking, I struck them down. That sword was made for my hand alone. I have carried it from the day I was set into the Beresad. I was to die wielding it for my people. Even if I could cross Ferelden and Tevinter unarmed and alone to bring my report to the Arishok, I would be slain on sight by the Antam. They would know me as soulless, a deserter. No soldier would cast aside his blade while he drew breath. If I knew where to look, it would be in my hand now. Near Lake Calenhad. Perhaps those words are empty, but thank you all the same.
Okay. It's more little 2 missions. He's got his sister. He's got his sword. Alright. Screw that. I'm gonna need you
Indeed.
for lockpicking. You for being a very good boy. And you for being the only other armored character running down. 2. It's coming in one of these places, right? Huh? Alright. Well, it's a pretty place. You could die here. We got an assassin here. We got a Canary mercenary. He's tall. Let's steal his stuff.
As you wish.
Flowers?
Come now, defend yourself!
Traps, apparently.
Off I go.
As you wish.
We got a witch.
You had it coming!
Oh, shoot, I'm dying. We could get an outfit like that back when we were a witch.
This should be
Where a witch.
Right.
Stop. Don't kill him.
You guys beat the leader already.
He is no common bandit. None of them were. Their weapons and armor are of fine make, and they are well trained. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? Who are you?
Someone who regrets taking you on. I was told it would be an easy job. Kill the little red-haired girl. Deal with the others as we pleased.
Kill the... You came to kill me?
I don't pay to ask why someone wants someone else dead. I just need to know what to do and where to get my money. Ha! Money. I'll be lucky to get away with my life, it seems. Maybe we could work something out. You like the idea?
Speak quickly.
I've no real quarrel with you. Wasn't me that wanted you dead. But I know how you can find the one who does.
I like this suit. Can you give me your suit?
I have some directions written down on how to get to the house. It's in Denerim. Yeah, it's the best I can do.
Thank you. Now leave. I never want to see you again.
Don't worry. I'll not trouble you no more.
It's Marjolaine. It has to be. I thought the same. Maybe someone saw me. Maybe she's finally found me and wants to finish what she started. She needs to answer for what she's done to me. If we are ever in Denerim, I would like to seek her out. Perhaps it's time to settle this score for good.
Okay, so we got Alistair's family dinner. We got Liliana's old boss in dinner.
Let's get started.
We got... Are there any loyalty missions for Chunk? He already loves me, but he's a very good boy. He deserves whatever he wants. And you... Yeah, you're level 14. Good for you. You need a little more HP. Keep almost dying. It's a problem. Well, that might be handy. Let's work towards that. Alright. Pick flowers, boy. No armor? Come on, armor. Alright. Nice woods. Where are we going? We're looking for swords, that's what we're doing. Now that Chunk's back in the party, we're peeing on trees again. First things first, pee on that tree. Wait, no, wrong way. Tree down there. Wait, no. That is the right way. I'm lost. Can't find anything. Yeah. Get it. All right, chantry missions. Forgot all about those.
Those stung with 100 arrows, those suffering from ailments both great and small, his heart was strong, and he moved on.
Okay.
Maker's blessings upon you, Warden.
I thought for sure that everyone would be dead by now. I wish I'd stayed and fought now. I had no idea.
Our family ran from Redcliffe the night after the first attack. We were so lucky to survive. I never thought we'd live to see home again.
I'm very amused by people just talking to Chunk, assuming that he's the warden. Which he is. Like, he drank Darkstone blood. He's on the team, but because everyone recognizes him, like, oh yes, Warden Chunk, welcome back to town.
Take this. You've earned it.
Will do. Alright, so it's not around here. This is the general store. Yes, please.
As you like.
Nope. Hey.
Go celebrate, or whatever you have to do. If I wanted to fight Darkspawn, I'd have stayed in Orzammar. No thanks.
Alright.
Go celebrate, or whatever it is you're gonna do. You won, right? You're a hero, or something.
Nope. Did we already open these? I swear there's like a... Nope. Alright. I thought there was something in here. Okay, I guess not. What's the other one? Caitlin House? Nothing. Okay.
I have been setting down in ink the tales of our exploits, and I have been thinking about ways to describe you. You are unlike any animal I have ever met, almost human in your intelligence and understanding. So, let me see. You are loyal, yes? That one is obvious. Very, very clever. This is also obvious. You are terrifying when you have to be, but gentle and sweet as a dove at other times. And you are also playful, sometimes gluttonous. No? What is all this begging for food scraps then? Well, all right. You're not gluttonous. You're just a lover of fine foods. How's that?
Alright.
You saved us. I can't believe we're alive. And it's finally over. With Mother and Father both gone, I suppose they'll send us to an orphanage, maybe separated. At least we're both alive. I won't forget what you did, though. Neither of us will. Thank you. I can't take it back. If you need it, keep it. Grandfather would want it in the hands of a hero.
Sweet.
I have no idea what it's worth, to be honest. And you found Bevan. I couldn't ask you for money.
Do we have that even?
That's incredibly kind of you. This is more than I ever dreamed of. With this, I can hire a wagon to take us to Denerim. We have family there, and they'll take us in for sure now. Come on, Bevan, let's find one now. Make her watch over you. I'll never forget you.
Hell yeah. That was like 5 gold. Wow. Nah, we're fine. We got 66.
You're a Grey Warden, right? Were you in Ostagar? In the Korkari Wilds? My husband and son went there to bring the chant of light to the chastened. I am. I'm sorry to burn.
Let me go back to open up those chests. It's a rogue main character
Good day.
only NPC, I guess. Who's got swords? Nobody? Alright. There's another map though. Or another zone. There's the docks. We're gonna go to the docks. Oh, just waiting for that. Anything? No. Alright. What about there? Ah, right.
You have
Coin, stranger? The doors of Marklo. Fine weapon and arms, dwarven made.
Alright, what you got, what you got? Heavy dwarven helmet. I don't know what that looks like, but if it's a closed... What's a closed face mask? We want it. Yeah, that's all good. Fixed. Yeah. Okay, what do we got? Nah, what I got's better. Will you buy some stuff off me, though? Will you buy like a bunch of random goo? Alright, peace. Okay, sword. Have you seen a sword?
Back off! I was here first.
Hey.
Why, you looking to buy one? A Q what? Oh, them. But to tell the truth, this place was mostly picked clean when I got here. I got part of a glove the wolves didn't chew too badly, though. I think it was a glove, anyway. I know, don't say it. I got cheated. I knew the guy who was here before me. He sold me this spot. Said he found giants and all kind of crazy valuables. He didn't mention that he'd taken everything but the bones and the dirt already. His name's Ferrin. Squirrely little bastard, if you ask me. Which you didn't, but I said it anyway. He was going to Orzammar, he said. I imagine he's gotten there by now. If you find him, tell him I sent you. It'll scare the piss out of him. Ah.
Orzammar.
Make her rest the souls of all, Templar and Mage, who gave their lives defending the Circle. May they find peace at last.
Exactly. You, I, everything. All a dream. But whose dream? And for whose amusement? Some being of cosmic power. Sublime, enlightened beings. Cosmic power? What, you're serious? They thought of all this grit, all the war. They bloody got a boils. I got a boil the size of your nose on my big toe, and some beings are enjoying this. Disturbed, sick bastards, if you ask me. Ahem. I still maintain they're more enlightened than that. If I ever come across one of them, I'll give them a what for.
Just wave directly at us. Me, the player, you, the watcher. That's what they're talking about.
Ha! Watered down ale, damp beds, rickety stools. Why do I even bother?
What are you looking at? Can a man drink in peace?
Welcome back to the Spoiled Princess. How may I serve you today? Of course. What would you like?
No, I'm good. Alright.
Good day.
Alright. Up there, come on, boy. Alright, love chunk. I want to run around with rock monsters more though. Okay, so it looks like everything's pointing back to dinner room because that's where we got. What am I thinking of? Brother Janet TV, who was the dead guy who was looking for like the ashes, and then yeah.
It speaks. Different? Different than what? Different than a statue? Different than a log? Should I talk in a monotone? Yes, Master, I exist to serve the Master. I shall kill for the Master and only for the Master. Perhaps it expected me to have a booming voice. Recite limericks. I can recite limericks, if it likes. Mostly they involve slaughtering pigeons in creative and invasive manners. I have never met another golem. I have no idea what one might be like, or why I wouldn't be like them. Why? Has it met other golems? Did they not sound as I do? I don't know what other golems might be like, but I am already superior by virtue of my free will. This is a good thing.
Fair.
Imagine the benefits. No need to eat or sleep or perform other functions. Walk underwater, crush the heads of every opponent. The possibilities are limitless. Barring the occasional 30 years or so of paralysis, there's little to compare. Now stop talking so much. The wagging of its moist little tongue is distracting.
Trying to get a loyalty mission for you, man. Now, is Shale a romance option? Because if Shale is a romance option, it's over between Alistair and me.
It speaks.
It speaks.
It doesn't have better things to do.
It does.
I like to think of them as accessories. I suspect that it is an art that was practiced when golems were more, commonplace. My former master collected whatever lore he could find on the subject. He searched far and wide to collect what crystals he could and then added them. It is not an unpleasant sensation. As I understand it, the crystals allow me to alter the flow of magic around me. Wilhelm had hoped to turn me into a battery of mana, something he could tap at will. Not really, although now that I think of it, these attempts may be what caused my disruption. Some of the crystals increase the presence of mana, some absorb or reflect spells. There are various kinds. All I can promise is that should it ever find one of these crystals, I can likely tell it the function and what it would do if added to me. Why not? I don't get to wear clothing and other adornments like the rest of you creatures after all. That answers its question, I assume? Unless it has more. Did I not already tell it that I do not remember doing such? I remember having a master. My memories of what happened to him are vague. Clever and true. Oh, very well. Let me see what I can recall. My former master enjoyed experimenting upon me. I remember that much. There was tinkering with spells, and then the crystals. He was very eager to alter my function, I think. Bah! I am no mage, and he did not explain himself to me, any more than it would explain itself to a sword. He possessed my control rod, and back then, it would have prevented me from doing anything he did not command me to, no matter how I might have wished to. So what happened? I am unsure. He was experimenting, and then nothing. There was pain. I do not feel it as soft creatures do, so the memory is an odd one. And then he was gone. I was standing where I was, in the village, and I could no longer move. The villagers came, poked and prodded me in fear, and then realized they could neither move me nor destroy me, so they simply left me. And in time, I forgot I hadn't stood there all along. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Very much so. For so many years, I'd had to leap to that little toadstool's every command. Get this, pick up that, put it down, pick it up again. The gall! At first, I'd hoped he'd simply decided to leave me there paralyzed. An acceptable trade-off. After years passed, I simply stopped caring. Possibly. Except that he was not experimenting with the crystals at the time, I think. But my memory is not good. It may be correct. Whatever the mage did seemed to render the control rod useless, for which I should be thankful, yes? And provided it doesn't decide to copy his experiments, not that I would allow it, it is nothing to fear from me. Much. The things that it fights, and it fights things often, that is a different story. Let us get back to the walking and the fighting. My stone is beginning to itch again.
Hey. Are we getting there? Are we getting towards loyalty mission level?
It speaks. It doesn't have better things to do. Oh yes, that I remember quite well. My former master, the Mage Wilhelm, he brought me. As I recall, he had acquired some position with whatever lord ruled the land. I, being little more than a glorified possession at the time, was brought along. Oh, how he enjoyed impressing the villagers with me. Gollum snarl at that villager there, be fearsome. And of course, I would have to do it. I'd have happily stomped them all into paste, and then ripped down their little houses and stomped on them, too. In fact, after 30 years of watching them, I'd do it twice. What I didn't like was being ordered to do it. Dangle some scary thing. Once I was a statue, it took those villagers years before they'd even approach me. The first one to actually work up the nerve to touch me urinated himself. Ugh. That is where Wilhelm kept me. He wanted me out in the open where I could be frightening like a scarecrow. I was supposed to watch for thieves. Pah! Plus, his wife didn't want me indoors. She said there wasn't room for me. Hag. I was once larger, 10 feet tall. Then the loathsome hag complained that I couldn't fit through the doors. So the mage had me shrunk down, shrunk down. Can it believe it? And she still wanted me out. With a chisel and a lot of nerve.
Oh, damn. So he's not invincible. You can totally break him with a chisel.
He did love using that control rod. Fondled it so much his wife actually threatened to throw it in the lake. Ha! I would have liked to have seen that. Which reminds me, where did it find the rod? Did it pay a great deal for it? Hag. I traveled with the mage. He did a lot of traveling, I remember that. But where we went, it is rather fuzzy. I remember great battles, fighting many humans long ago. They were all very soft and squishy. And before that, No, there are only images. I was somewhere dark. I have no idea. Wilhelm used to brag that the dwarves stopped making golems centuries ago. I do not age as you soft creatures do. Sadly, my memory is no better. Plus, I get bored and stop paying attention. Good. I was just about done talking about it. It does like to have a good chat now and again, doesn't it?
Man, I'm just trying to unlock a mission that'll either A, get you more loyal to me, or B, unlock a prestige class of Be a Rock Monster. That'd be sweet.
It speaks. Yes, its adventures are interesting, even if the chances for success are remarkably slim. It would be better to throw oneself off a cliff, I suspect. Does it wish me to leave? I can, though I see no reason to go. No doubt. Without me, it would have to carry its inventory on its own. Perhaps we should continue. Its chances of success are small enough without further dawdling. It speaks. It doesn't have better things to do.
Do we already do this?
That part I know, as Wilhelm. He claimed to have found me in the deep roads. I was in the ruins of a Tig, he said, deactivated, with my control rod not far away. It was a hobby of his, scavenging. One of the reasons he traveled so much is that he was looking for entrances into the deep roads, old places the dwarves had long forgotten. And then he would sneak down and search for magical treasure, before anyone was the wiser. Indeed. He had spells that allowed him to remain hidden and move quickly, but he had no defense against the blight, and worried constantly that he would get sick. If any darkspawn showed themselves, he fled. More often, he would have to fight other scavengers, dwarves who had become tainted. In the end, it killed him. I mean, he found me there, right? I think I remember a battle. It was long before, and then there was darkness. In short, no, I do not remember why I was there. It makes no difference. No, that secretive bastard refused to tell me. I would ask and ask, but no. He used to say that one day, if I were compliant and didn't talk back at his wife, he would take me there and I could look around myself. Rotten, lying bastard. If I had his head in my hands now, I would squeeze it like a giant lemon. Squish. I wouldn't have had to put up with the twit, and I would be none the wiser. I don't think I was aware while I was there. Not like in the village. Or perhaps I was. Perhaps that was the dark place, and I simply couldn't see anything. How long could even I sit in the darkness and stare out at nothing, never sleeping? Oh, I do not wish to think of that. On then.
Alright, so probably something in Orzammar, which we're going to go to after dinner, or should we just go ahead and do it first?
It speaks. It doesn't have better things to do. I do not sleep, so yes, and I thank it for reminding me. Try to imagine, if it will, what it would be like to be surrounded by nothing but boring peasants, all oblivious to it. Oh, yes. It certainly was the height of intrigue to listen to the accounts of how young Dornan had scandalized the village by his purchase of an Orlesian hat. And the argument that those two muddy farmers had over the price of barley for a whole summer. Riveting. And then there were the birds. A whole village full of pigeons and ravens and sparrows all perching on me day in and day out. Those foolish villagers would spread birdseed near me, drawing the birds, because they thought having birds perch on me was quaint. Quaint! If there hadn't been the occasional kind soul to scour me clean, I don't care to discuss this anymore.
Oh, shit.
Are you sure I can't interest you in this hat?
I need a present
I'm
for,
sure.
my golem, because I mentioned birds.
I'm to keep this, am I? Fine. I'm to keep this, am I? Fine. I'm to keep this, am I? Fine. It speaks. It doesn't have better things to do. That is true. I do not. I'm not interested in getting into a discussion on the subject, however. Ask another time. If it is done asking overly obvious questions, let us find some humans to throw off a cliff or something.
Alright, alright. To that big town dinner. I've already been there once, just to buy that thing that...
Indeed.
But we should be able to buy elsewhere.
Yes.
You got a mission there, you got a mission there. I'm just gonna run around as you can.
Yes.
I've already done all that. Already done that. Already done that. Haven't done that. Yeah. Yeah. Bum 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 bum. Oh no.
It calls.
I think I want to be a rock monster is the problem. What keeps coming up in these games, the DC Universe and Champions Online, and this one, Elder Scrolls Online even. They're called Atronax in that one.
You have coin, stranger? Fine weapon and arms,
It's I've
dwarven
got
made.
some sort of body dysmorphia, but it's not like you know, born in the wrong body thing, but it's not like I think I'm secretly a woman. It's not like I think I'm the wrong race. I do think I should be a rock monster. I don't think they have surgical treatments for that. But they should. Because I would do it yesterday. Did you ever get anything new? Not really, huh? So 3 out weapon damage. Yeah, these aren't better, these are worse. Lovely dinner.
Ah, Denerim. If we have time, I would like to look for Marjolaine. We have a score to settle.
First thing. Right there, actually. What are you looking at? Do you guys party? Do you know where I can get some crystal? Get it? Crystal.
You know, I've heard about the Orlesian bards.
Who hasn't? They are quite famous after all.
The stories I heard were a little racier. It had to do with how a bard assassinated her target, how they were lulled into complacency.
If those stories were true, who would ever agree to entertain a bard in their court?
Oh, I don't know. There's a certain allure to danger, isn't there? And besides, you couldn't all be assassins, could you? I'd take my chances. If the stories were true, that is.
We had rules about that sort of thing. Strict rules.
Such as? You're not going to tell me, are you?
Let's just say I had plenty of reasons to join the Chantry, shall we? And leave it at that.
Ugh. Humans. Moist parts.
Good day.
Good day. Oh, fuck. Rearrange some of this stuff. I think we put all the upkeep ones over here, right? Okay, so threaten, increase enemy hostility, Stoneheart, allows defensive talents. Ghost, what'd I do? What did I do? You're confusing me. I'm confused. What did I do to the Power Rangers? Okay, so I've actually only got the 3 modes, but this one's the neutral one. Okay. Oh yeah. No, I just like it. Like, why would, I don't want to overshare. I want to be a mysterious presence, and the game's the focus. It's a good game. It's got good writers. It's got a whole thing. Thank you. Unfortunately, it doesn't work as well. In Twitch Studio, one thing I can do is make it transparent really well. On this one, it's sort of just like there's still a gray block. It only really looks good off on the side, like, because it won't, won't go fully transparent. It just needs a gray square all the time, which is too bad. But yeah, it's fine. It's cool. Bellow. Listen, there were a lot of problems with the Power Rangers, but Zordon and Alpha are still cool. I stand by that. It's my dream to one day be a head in a cylinder telling people what to do. That'd be great. Or a rock monster. I'd be happy with either one, honestly. That stuns. That attracts enemies. This one throws things and grabs things. And this one is one who can't move. She gets more armor. Can he heal? Can't heal. Need to be able to heal, or becoming immobile isn't that good. This one looks like it heals. Not bonus to stamina. Shale can't heal himself. That's too bad. That would make him the perfect character. Oh well. Have you played this game before? Do you know all the plot stuff in this one? Because this might be a spoiler if you haven't, because we're about to talk to her mentor slash betrayer slash boss, and it's a I don't know, I think it's a big plot point. It could be wrong.
If it must.
Liliana! Ah, so lovely to see you again, my dear. Spare me the pleasantries. I know you're... Oh, you must excuse the shabby accommodations. I try to be a good host, but you see what I have to work with. This country smells like wet dog everywhere. I cannot get this smell out. Even now it is in my hair, my clothes. Ugh. So businesslike, your companion. You framed me, had me caught, and tortured. I thought that in Ferelden I would be free of you, but it seems I am not. What happened to make you hate me so? Why do you want me dead so badly? Dead? Nonsense. I know you, my Liliana. I know what you are capable of. 4 or 5 men you can dispatch easily. They were sent to give you cause to come to me. And see, here you are. Ignore what she says. She's lying. I know how she works. What are you up to, Marjolaine? Why are you in Ferelden? In truth, you have knowledge that you can use against me. For my own safety, I cannot let you be. Did you think I did not know where you were? Did you think I would not watch, my Liliana? What is she up to, I thought? The quiet life, the peasant clothes, hair ragged and messy like a boy. This is not her. You were planning something, I told myself, so I watched. But no letters were sent, no messages, you barely spoke to anyone. Clever, Liliana, very clever. You almost had me fooled. But then, you left the Chantry so suddenly. What conclusion should I draw? You tell me. You think I left because of you? You think I still have some plan for revenge? You are insane, paranoid.
Mm-mm.
Oh, is that what you think? If I were you, I would believe nothing she says. Not a one. She will use you. You look at her and you see a simple girl, a friend, trusting and warm. It is an act. I am not you, Marjolaine. I left because I didn't want to become you. Oh, but you are me. You cannot escape it.
No one will understand you the way I do, because we are one and the same. Do you know why you were a master manipulator, Liliana? It is because you enjoyed the game. You reveled in the power it gave you. You cannot change or deny this.
Yeah, she can't betray me. All she knows how to do is pick locks and die. It's gonna be fine.
Thank you. You will not threaten me or my friends again, Marjolaine. I want you out of my life forever.
Let's kill her.
You've caused too much pain for too many, Marjolaine. It ends here.
And you think you can kill me like that? I made you, Liliana. I can destroy you just as easily.
Hey, pause. Hey, okay. Slam. Please. Off she goes. Yikes. Why is Alistair dying so fast? Dying so fast, for fuck's sake. Why am I dying so fast? Why is everybody dying? Oh, all my stuff deactivated, that's why.
Let's get started.
Alright. Wonder Shale's dying so fast, I guess. Cannot tell what's happening at all. Alright. Can I blow up that other guard too? No, I don't have the HPs for it. I don't like to slay my enemies, you know, I like to explode them if I can. And no, don't slam Marjorie, because Marjorie's still... Oh, she's the one left alive. Never mind, slam Marjorie. I guess not, someone's still over there. Oh, it's a maid. Theo, get your boyfriend. He's dying again.
Oh!
I need some time to myself. We will talk later.
Sorry, should I not have exploded your mentor? Because she's not just dead, she's exploded. That's what I did. This is a nice place, though. Can I have this place? It's gonna be Shale's room. Just put him in the back there. Won't do anything. Noble clothing. What does it look like, noble clothing? Nah, it's not as good. Hey! Alright. Closed helmets, that's what we're about. Low morale. For those honors, she loses a bunch of this, right? Don't want to do that yet. Hey. Yeah, of course. Wait, I thought that was for her. It's not. No, it's just some shitty gloves. Alright. Alright. We out. We should rotate this house, though. I'm not gonna use it. She's dead. Game. Let me buy houses, game. Alright, what else are we about?
Magic exists to serve man and never to rule over him. Foul and corrupt are they who have taken his gift
Crystal?
and turned it against his children.
They shall be named Maleficar, accursed ones. They shall find no rest in this...
The one who repents, who has faith unshaken by the darkness of the world, and roasts not, nor gloats over the misfortunes of the weak, but takes delight in the Maker's law and creations.
Boasts. It's boasts, sister, not roasts.
She shall know the peace of the Maker's benediction. The light shall lead her safely through the paths of this world and into the next.
Peace, sister, peace. She shall know the peace of the Maker's benediction.
The veil holds no uncertainty for her, and she will know no fear of death, for the Maker shall be her beacon and her shield, her foundation and her...
There's no veil in the chant. You're doing this on purpose, aren't you?
Me too. I wonder why nobody ever taught me her version of the chant when I was a Templar.
Oh. Hello, dear. Can we help you?
What she means is, in Andraste's name, be welcome.
Stop correcting me! What would Andraste do? That's what you should be concerned with, I say. Andraste was no fuss budget.
She's right.
Praying for the good people of Denerim who've lost loved ones at Ostagar. It's usual to recite a stanza from Transfigurations when you pray for the departed.
It's usual to recite the stanza correctly.
But that's what I said. Tell you about the chart? What? As if it's a cake you might buy? Well, it's done enough, but a little too much nutmeg for my taste.
Sister, instructing the ignorant is a sacred duty of the chantry.
Fine, then. What do you want to know? Yes and no, dear.
The official version of the chant does not speak of the elves. Some of the dissonant verses, however, do mention the disciple Shartan. The chant has changed over time. Some of the verses that were sung in the past were taken out. The canticles of Shartan were stricken from the chant in the Glory Age. They are no longer sung, though scholars still sometimes read them. He was an elven disciple of the Prophet. A former slave like Andraste herself, he rallied his people against the Imperium. He was given to the flames alongside Our Lady. Divine Renata had the verses removed during the Exalted March on the Dales. Of course. The official chant of light is written in Tevinter, but it is translated into the languages of the believers. Some ideas are lost in the process of translation, and words take on unintended meanings. There's a dreadful pun in the Orlesian version in the Canticle of Threnodies, and languages are always changing. The chant must adapt if it is to be understood by the people hearing it.
Oh, there are some very stirring canticles about doom and wrath.
Darkspawn were created by mankind's second sin, pride. Arrogance became a great caged beast in the lands of Tevinter, an emptiness that consumed all and could never be filled. To satisfy its hunger, the mage lords assaulted the Golden City, heart of all creation, to take the Maker's power for themselves.
Why does no one ever sing the good stanzas during chantry services anymore? They speak them. It's called the chant of light, not the speech of light.
Sister, would you kindly stop messing up the chant?
See how you like being interrupted.
Well, you get the general idea, I'm sure.
Does the chant mention rock monsters?
It's the 10th stanza from the Transfigurations. Lovely canticle, that one. Oh, you should have heard Brother Caedmon sing it, though. He had a voice like a bucket full of toads. Revered Mother Boann, bless her heart, always said, if we had more voices like his, the Maker couldn't fail to take note of us. It was tragic, really. Such a surprise.
We don't speak of that.
He was in charge of the lyrium storehouse. It wasn't good for him, you see. He took off all his clothes in the middle of the chant one summer day and ran into the street. He tripped and fell into the vat of elderberry wine for the feast and drowned. We were 6 days drying him out for his cremation. He looked like a pickled egg. So tragic.
That's how I want to go out.
It is almost mealtime, isn't it?
Blessings of the Maker and of Andraste, his bride, upon you.
What are you guys doing? Something cool? Weird.
The deep dark before dawn's first light seems eternal, but know that the sun always rises. The deep dark before dawn's first light seems eternal, but know that the...
Alright, back alley justice. Limited criminals preying on innocent folk in Dinram's dark alleys. Back alleys in these dark times. Sergeant Kylon. Footpads, muckers, miscreants, lie in wait. So it's just like all the roads in this country. Yep, I'll kill him. Battle of Ostagar. Rexel, missing. Might be in the tavern. Yep, I'll go drink with him. Fazel. Guild of Free Sailors. About his guild business, he was waylaid by bandits via guile and other chicanery. His many valuables. Antique sexton was forcibly removed from his person. Masked foreigners. Coordinating crafty. Yeah, I'll kill him. Logan. Aid the troops. Maybe.
The sun always rises. The deep dark before dawn's first light seems...
Strange that matters can be so tumultuous and yet the day still be so bright. Oh, my pardon. Just thinking aloud. Are you here for the Chanter's Board?
Well-armed individuals that visit the rectory tend to be here for that.
Fair.
Tanta Rosamond is tireless and resolute in her duties. I'm sure you can find something of interest on her board. I am Sister Justine, curator of the reliquary of this chantry. And pride again. It is hard to live up to the example of Andraste. The archivist tends the books, and I tend the sacred relics. I also search for more to add to our collection, which is more difficult than it sounds. A hawker on the street will claim to have an actual finger bone of Andraste. In this city alone, you could make the skeleton of 10 prophets from fingers alone. Curators often accept them as genuine. I worry about the authenticity of even our most holy artifacts. When I was a curator of a much smaller chantry in Orlais, I thought that false relics slipped through because of laziness. But the life of the cloth is never an easy one, and that explanation always seemed hollow to me. Now I believe it's the seduction of the divine. We all want a personal connection to the Maker. We want to believe that what we hold in our hands is the actual sandal that slipped from Andraste's foot before the fires consumed her. Faith is of the heart, not of the head. When the heart is ungoverned by reason, charlatans have powerful tools to deceive.
Yep, I live in America, I know.
And often close to heretical. But I believe that the truth only increases the awe of the Maker and his prophet, not demean it. Even false symbols have the power to inspire, but it seems every year we fall more out of touch with the real Andraste. Certainly, my research indicates that all of the ashes were gathered into a pot or urn, but it's been lost for centuries. That doesn't stop hawkers from selling pinches of the ashes of Andraste to gullible pilgrims. The real ashes may still be hidden somewhere, though it's possible the urn broke. Well, there's one that might be real. I couldn't prove it wasn't. Perhaps you can understand my skepticism. So many claims, so few truths. You've shown admirable patience listening to my diatribe before. I will not bore you again. Suffice it to say, I look for and authenticate holy relics for the chantry.
Peace.
Of course, enjoy your visit to the chantry.
Which quest was updated? Brothers in a TV in dinner room somewhere.
The deep dark before dawn's first light seems eternal, but know that the sun always rises.
In the name of Andraste, bride of the Maker, be welcome in this house. While the cathedral is closed, if you need to make wedding or funeral arrangements, you'll have to talk to Sister Olma.
Did someone die? I remember a funeral.
King Kalen died, remember? Along with most of the army at Ostagar? Maker guide them all.
That which you fear, living in the shadow of death alone, I have seen it is only a cloud passing before the sun.
The death toll at Ostagar was staggering. We've had a funeral every day for a lost son or daughter of Denerim, and we've many more yet to hold.
Why do your arms look like that?
Are they singing the chant now? It's a funeral, isn't it?
He should have retired to Val Royeaux years ago, but he wanted to stay and serve the remainder of his days in his homeland. It's the lyrium that does this. He wouldn't be a Templar anymore.
Blessed are they who stand before the corrupt and the wicked and do not falter.
He doesn't forget who he is, even if he can't remember anything else. May the light of the Maker guide your steps.
Cool drugs. I mean, I keep...
The deep dark, the deep, the deep dark before
As
dawn's
there
first
is
light
but one
seems
world, one life,
but know that
one
the
death,
sun always
there
rises.
is but one God, and He is our Maker. They are sinners who have given their love to false gods.
What? No mention of dessert?
Hey.
Good to see you again.
Fine.
They tend to be careful and judicious in their use of force. Some people do indeed make mistakes. It's going to be targets of the chantry. Wish to ensure that the target are fairly warned. Nobles will take the bundle of this vial attached to this message. Find the 4 homes the chantry is likely to target in Denerim. Mark the front door of each home with the goat's blood from the vials. Alright. Great Mage Reynold. Reynold. Friend has not been seen quite some time, gathering signs of his last traveling in the direction of the Brazilian forest. Oh, he's dead. He's dead. That's werewolf country. Treasures. Yes.
My client appreciates your generosity.
Okay. I assume that had something to do with something I agreed to earlier and forgot about. What you doing just standing there? You guys all doing just standing here. Sergeant Kylon.
All is, well.
What was that? You're the one who posts missions?
You here to report another crime? I swear we should just cordon off the entire district. Oh, can I help you, Warden? Your likeness was passed around to the senior guardsman at the palace. I must say, the sketch didn't do you much justice. Don't worry, even if I believed the official story of what happened at Ostagar, I'm no fool. If I asked my men to apprehend you, they'd all run and cry big sobby tears in their courtesans' bosoms and leave me all alone to be skewered. Don't disturb the peace in the market, and that's well enough for me.
Sweet.
What? You're serious? I mean, yes, I could use help. I've got a pretty popular, establishment that's crawling with mercenaries. If I send my boys in, someone might get, Maker forbid, hurt, and I'll have to explain to their noble fathers that being a guard is actually dangerous.
I like his face. I trust this guy implicitly.
The name of the whorehouse is the Pearl. Beat down any mercenaries that are out of line and send them a message. I said beat down, not kill. Let me make that really clear. Not on fire, or exploded, or make a nose, whatever type of grisly death you can dream up. Sorry. Used to giving orders to my boys. Just leave them breathing and I'll be happy.
It's not really how I do.
Thank you, Warden. Happy hunting.
I'm gonna squish him. It's a rock monster. What is that here? Is that the, okay. There's your goat's blood. Who this guy?
Turn your attention elsewhere. My business does not concern you. I doubt that. Yes, you're right. This is very interesting. I'll take this note from you, and I'll confiscate this lyrium as evidence. You have done a great thing here, friend. Those rogue mages' days are numbered.
Wait a sec. That doesn't sound like something I wanted to do. Oh, balls. Well, I didn't meet the Blackstone regulars until after Lothering was destroyed. Come on. Oh, right. Okay. Alright. That is fine. What else? What else? Alistair's sister's house there. Wade's Emporium. We'll go hang out with your sister in a minute. First, we gotta see what Wade is selling. Here's hoping for rocks. Big fucking rocks we can attach to our shoulders. I feel like something didn't load in. Let's leave and come back. Possibly restart the game. There we go.
Do you miss the life you once had, Shell? These centuries of memories you have lost?
Does it miss being within its mother's womb?
Do I... Well, no. I don't remember that far back.
It is no different. My memory stretches only so far, and what went before is now lost.
And you remember nothing at all? Not even a little bit?
There are images, faces who I have no names for, places I remember being, but not where they are. Do I miss these things? They are without context. I feel only disquiet when I think of them.
Like dreams, then. When you awake, all the details have fled.
Is that what it is to dream? Then yes, perhaps it is like that.
How very sad. To discover your entire life has been a forgotten dream. I am so sorry.
Oh, 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 oh. Well, I like your floor, but... Or do I? You have an every floor. I like your every floor imaginable. And walls. That's cool also. Okay. Wade, your store is weird. Heron, sorry. That's Wade. Well, we're gonna steal something out of his chest real quick first.
Here I am.
Actually, we shouldn't save, because what if it's glitchy and breaks something? Oh, oh, oh.
Welcome, friends. Welcome to Wade's Emporium. We have the finest armors in Denerim, maybe in all of Ferelden. How may we assist you? You're obviously not from around here. Wade is possibly the most brilliant armorsmith in all of Ferelden.
That's not true, Herin. The dwarves of Orzammar make the finest armors around. These piles of rust droppings you forced me to make are worthless compared to their work. You never let me have the time, the materials to make something special.
Customers expect their armor in a timely fashion, not years late like the last time.
That happened once, just once, and you never let it drop. I am.
Wade owns the Emporium, but without expert assistance and, well, prodding, let's just say the Emporium has improved substantially with our partnership.
But I do miss the good old days. I could really take my time to make quality.
Oh, by all means, you can return to them. And to the gruel you used to fancy.
No. Sorry, Herin.
Certainly.
Alright, what do we got? What do we got? Soldier's Helm, Dragon Bone. The one I got's better, though. Soldier's heavy helm, red steel. Heavy chainmail blows. Okay, so these are getting towards like higher tier, actually good stuff. The Felon's Code. Evan the Great's mail. Health regeneration in combat plus 6 armor. Yeah, I want that. 107. Okay, well. This shit's expensive, but I want it. What can I sell? I don't need that. I can carry these around forever. They're not that good anymore. Don't use bows. I feel like I should on that, but it looks super goofy. Like that. Like that. Defense 6, huh? 4. Yep. Yep. Don't need that no more. Won't ever wear that. Okay, it's still not enough. But now I have someplace to go when I have the money, and I know that now. Okay. Who's calling me? Okay, well, I gotta come back here, I guess.
Haren, the bloody customers are bothering me again. What do I pay you for, anyhow?
Sorry. Wade is a genius. Truly, you will be astonished by his work. But he doesn't deal with customers. If you need anything, please ask me.
And tell her I don't want her looking over my shoulders making doe eyes at me either. I'm thinking, blast it all.
Truly sorry, sire.
Haren, the customers again.
Alright. Don't get my weird kryptonite ore that I found then. I'll text him back. It's my dad. I'm not gonna blow off my dad, but I'm kind of doing something right now. So a text, if it's important, I'll hang this up and call. What is all this? What? Alright, the game's tweaking out a little bit. We're shut it down and starting it back up. Because it's clearly freaking. And I don't know how computers work, but for some reason giving you a rest seems to help sometimes. Like, I don't know, they got muscles or something? How does software get fatigued? Oh, now it's not starting back up again. Okay, well. maybe that's it for the day. Shit, closed down again. What if the game's or the save is corrupted? There's signs of these things. The all decoration house didn't seem like a good thing. What about this? If we do this, are we good? It's how long ago was that? Fully half an hour ago. Don't love that, but can rush through the rest, I guess. Nope. Alright, so it's not working today. Well, alright. Dragon Age is over for this calendar day on account of the computer itself has decided. But if it works later, I'll be back. Yeah, I don't know. Just, later.